Hello, it's Phil here at Musikmesse 2015 with Andy from Akai Pro. Hello, Andy. Nice to see you.
Yep, and you.
So it's all about screens on equipment, isn't it?
Right.
This year,
Yeah.
there's been a lot of DJ controllers that have been bringing the screen right there to help with performance, and it's now coming into to keyboards and to production gear as well.
That's right, yeah.
We've got some
Yeah.
brand new keyboards from Akai Professional here. So what are we looking at here?
Well, you're looking at a product that I think users have wanted for a long time. You know, DJs are becoming producers. They're all making their own music, they're DJing their own music, and they're all using plugins, okay? So what we've done, we've created a platform with VIP and the Akai hardware where you can really basically control all of your sounds. You can get into all the patches.
The VIP software has got all your plugins in it.
Basically what it does, it looks at all of your VSTs, it brings them into its database, and then it categorizes all of your different sounds. So, you know, some of these plugins that we all use have got 3,000-4,000 sounds, and you can access all those different sounds in categories very instantly. So, like, you know,
so it's taming them. It's taming this jungle of plugins that you might have on your computer.
So from a DJ's perspective, I can create the most amazing sounds and workflows in the studio, but for live, I can also go out with my own database and actually perform with a keyboard with all of my sounds that I used on my tracks, because they're all VST.
So that's awesome for DJs, because they can take, as you say, they can take the exact sounds that they used when they were using Ableton, for instance, and then they can perform with them. So let's have a look at the built-in screen, the big advantage here.
Big part. So what the screen's telling me is it's telling me that I have massive instantiated, and I'm using one of the expansion packs. Okay, so I've got one of the massive expansion packs here, and I can scroll through all the different sounds within that pack. I can jump to my browser, and I can look at all these different sounds.
So you're not using a mouse, you're not anywhere near your big screen.
So if I'm and then I've got control, so I can go into all my macros and have control of that plugin. Now, if I'm looking for a certain sound inside Massive, right, if I go to browser, I come off expansion, now, and these are my plugins, so I can come out of Massive and go to, say, Absinthe. Now I'm in Absinthe, right? If I want to come out of Absinthe, and I can maybe go down to Hybrid. I'm now in Hybrid. Come out of Hybrid.
So if we can look up at the computer screen here, what we've got going on here is the equivalent of what would be going on your laptop, but we've also got the screen on the keyboard, giving you that immediacy and that the no need to look at the laptop bit, if you like.
No. So if I'm looking for, say, some pad sounds, right, and I want to use Massive, I can go to my plugin. I go plugin, 3,000 sounds. Go to expansion. I want to use maybe electro house, and then I go to instruments, and it tells me within that expansion pack, these are the amount of sounds that I have. So I've got 5 bass sounds. So now I've got those bass sounds. Now I can come out of the filter, turn off the expansion, and now, if I go back to basses, I've got 809 out of all my expansion presets for Massive. If I still want to stay on basses, I can come out of Massive and then look at all of my plugins with bass sounds. So you can search whatever way you want. But one of the key things is not the ability just to jump between presets, I can layer them. So let's say, for instance, I've got this bass here with Massive. I flip up here to slot number 2, and you'll see it change. I can now go, okay, I'm going to take a bass sound now from FM8. So I'm in FM8, I go to bass, and now so I'm in multi-mode. I've now got 8 layers, and I've got Massive on number 1, FM8 on number 2. So I can either solo them or play them both together. So you can create all your own patches. I can build big pads for DJ sets or whatever I want to do. So it's very versatile how I can control all of my sounds. You know, even
So it's kind of taming things, almost like in the way an app store tames
Yeah.
apps and puts them all in one thing that's easier to use. But
Yeah.
then you can layer stuff as well from different places,
Yeah.
perform with it all in one unit,
Yeah.
without really having to worry too much about the mouse and the keyboard, which
Yeah.
with DJs is great.
you don't need to touch the mouse at all. But if you do use the mouse, you can go to the advanced content store, and then we've got pretty much most of the premium manufacturers that we've been working with in the plugin world, so you can buy new sounds. So if you want to go Fab Filter and you don't own Twin 2, you can buy it or you can demo it and listen to it. It's all inside here. I've got, I can go to artists and expansions, come out of here. You've got some stuff from Mark Knight. You know, you've got all kinds of stuff in here that you can access. And
So again, it's looking a bit app story, really.
but I think because so many people use plugins and presets, there's not a nice location where you can, search for great content. And because we're working with Loop Masters as well. They're bringing in all the massive presets or silent, all the stuff that we all use as DJs and producers will be available in the store, and then you can control it all within the.
So let's look at the one I think DJs are going to like, which is
25.
this one here.
Yeah, so this is no different. Smaller pads.
This is the 25,
Yeah,
of course.
all RGB, smaller rotaries, the 360 rotation.
So for throwing in your bag and taking to a gig, this is probably going to be more practical.
Yeah,
But
I can whip into my browser, and then I've got exactly the same screen, flipping through massive. I can jump to my browser.
But just smaller pads, smaller rotaries, fewer keys, and
Go
same
to
deal.
Analog Lab, Arturia, awesome piece of kit. USB powered, no power supply.
Cool.
Yeah, it's all-
And when's availability on these, Andy?
2 weeks.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's
Cool.
Phil and Andy here at the Akai Pro stand at Musikmesse 2015.